Hi, this is Dr. Rajeshwar from Pharma Tube. In the last lesson, we discussed about the introduction of fats and oils, in which we learnt the sources, chemistry, differences, and the dietary considerations of fats and oils. If you did not watch it, I have given a link right below this video in the description. Watch it. In this video, we will learn the chemical reactions of fats and oils. Objectives of the lecture. The chemical reactions of the fats and oils reflect the reactivities of the ester linkage, the degree of unsaturation of the hydrocarbon chain, and the hydroxyl group of the glycerol, which is the backbone of the fat or oil. There are several chemical reactions such as hydrolysis, saponification, hydrogenation, halogenation, oxidation, rancidity, and dehydration. Among these, we in this lesson try to understand the hydrolysis reactions, including the saponification of fats and oils. Introduction to the chemical reactions of fats and oils. Chemically, fats and oils are triacyl glycerols. Structurally, triacyl glycerols possess 1 to 3 fatty acids R1, R2 and R3, each connected to the hydroxyl groups of the glycerol skeleton through an ester linkage. The fatty acids may or may not contain the double bonds in them. Therefore, the chemical reactions of the fats and oils reflect the reactivities of the ester linkage, the degree of unsaturation, that is the double bonds present on the hydrocarbon chain, and the hydroxyl groups of the glycerol moiety. Thus, the chemical properties of triacyl glycerols are typical of esters, alkenes and alcohols because these are 3 functional groups present in triacyl glycerols. We should also remember that esters are formed by the reaction of a carboxyl compound and a hydroxyl compound. Thus, the reactions of fats and oils may be of 3 types. Number 1. Reactions involving carboxyl group. We have 2 reactions, namely hydrolysis and saponification, that have effect on the ester group which is produced from a carboxyl group. Number 2. Reactions involving alkene group or the compounds containing CC double bond. There are 4 reactions termed as hydrogenation, halogenation, oxidation and rancidity. These reactions have effect particularly on the alkene group, that is the double bond of the given fat or oil. And number 3, reactions involving hydroxyl group. Dehydration, which is also sometimes referred as acrolein formation, in which glycerol loses water molecule to form an aldehyde with an unpleasant odor. As triglycerols are structurally consisting of an ester group, hydrolysis is possible to cleave or split the ester group present in the fat or oil to produce glycerol and the respective fatty acids. Generally, hydrolysis is carried out by an acid or a base. When the hydrolysis is carried in the presence of a base is termed as saponification. Within the human body, fats and oils hydrolysis occurs during the process of digestion. Such hydrolysis requires the help of enzyme produced by the pancreas. These enzymes are known as lipases or hydrolases. Like all esters, triacyl glycerols are hydrolyzed in the presence of strong acids such as hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid or digestive enzymes called lipases or hydrolases. The hydrolysis takes place at the ester groups to produce glycerol and 3 fatty acids. For example, the compound glyceryl tristearate, also known as tristearine, shown in the reaction is a simple lipid because all the fatty acid molecules are identical, that is stearic acid, that are connected to the glycerol skeleton of the fat via an ester group. Hydrolysis cleaves the 3 single ester bonds between the carbonyl carbons and the oxygen atoms. Since tristearine contains 3 identical R groups on the carbonyl carbons, 3 molecules of a single fatty acid, that is stearic acid, are formed. The fat also hydrolyzed in the presence of lipase, which is a digestive enzyme. Triglycerols that contain different R groups, which means a mixed lipid bonded to the carbonyl carbons, form mixtures of fatty acids as shown in this reaction. At C1 of the glycerol, the R group, that is the fatty acid, is stearic acid having the chemical formula C18H36O2. At C2 of the glycerol, the fatty acid is palmitic acid and has the molecular formula C16H32 oxygens 2, and at C3 it is palmitoleic acid which possesses a double bond, thus it is an unsaturated fatty acid and has the chemical formula C16H30O2. This mixed fat upon hydrolysis produces glycerol and three different fatty acids, namely stearic acid, palmitic acid and palmitoleic acid. In both the reactions from a simple and mixed fat, the polar glycerol is soluble in water, but the fatty acids with their long hydrocarbon chains are insoluble in water. Hydrolysis of a triacyl glycerol is the reverse of the esterification reaction by which it is formed. In situations where all three fatty acids are removed, the hydrolysis is referred to as complete hydrolysis, as described above. If one or more of the fatty acid residues remains attached to the glycerol, the hydrolysis process is called partial hydrolysis. The hydrolysis or the digestion of dietary triacyl glycerols to small molecules is necessary for their use because triacyl glycerols are too large to diffuse through the intestinal membranes. This digestion is carried out with enzymes called hydrolases or lipases with the help of bile salts and takes place in the small intestine, which has a basic pH that is 7.5 to 8.5 in a stepwise manner. In the first step, the fat, which is a triacyl glycerol, split to produce diglyceride and a fatty acid. In the second step, the diacyl glyceride produces to form a monoglyceride and a fatty acid. And finally, part of the monoglycerides split to yield fatty acid and glycerol. In the intestine, the absorption of mono, di and triglycerides is so rapid that very little free glycerol is formed. Within the human body, triacyl glycerol hydrolysis occurs during the process of digestion. Such hydrolysis requires the help of the enzymes produced by the pancreas. In the body, this hydrolysis is catalyzed by enzymes which are referred to as lipases or hydrolases and is the first reaction in the digestion of dietary fats and oils. This reaction is the first step in triacyl glycerol metabolism. And the second hydrolysis reaction is saponification. The word saponification has come from two Latin words named saponis, meaning to soap, and facere is to make. That is, to making soap is saponification. Saponification is also a hydrolysis reaction that is carried out in an alkaline or basic solution. For fats and oils, the products of saponification are glycerol and fatty acid salts. The overall reaction of triacyl glycerol saponification can be thought of as occurring two steps. The first step is the hydrolysis of the ester linkages to produce glycerol and three fatty acid molecules. The second step involves the reaction between the fatty acid molecules and the base, usually sodium hydroxide, in the alkaline solution. This is an acid-base reaction that produces water plus salts. Soaps are metal salts of carboxylic acids that contain many carbon atoms in a long hydrocarbon chain, that is soaps, which are metal salts of fatty acids. For example, sodium stearate is a sodium salt of stearic acid, an 18-carbon saturated fatty acid. These carboxylate salts are soaps which clean away dirt. The nonpolar tail, that is the long chain fatty acid, dissolves grease and oil, and the polar head makes it soluble in water. Most triacyl glycerols have 2 or 3 different R groups in which hydrocarbon chains, so soaps are usually mixtures of 2 or 3 different carboxylate salts. Thus, saponification is the base-promoted hydrolysis of fats and oils producing glycerol and a mixture of fatty acid salts called soaps. Soaps serve their function as dirt removers. Soaps have been used for thousands of years, and saponification is one of the oldest known chemical reactions. Soap making involved heating lard, that is a fat, with lye, that is ashes of wood, an impure form of potassium hydroxide. Today, most soap is prepared by hydrolyzing fats and oils, that are animal fat and coconut oil, under high pressure and high temperatures. Sodium carbonate is used as the base. The cleaning action of soap is related to the structure of the carboxylate ions present in the fatty acid salts of soap and the fact that these ions readily participate in micelle formation. A micelle is a spherical cluster of molecules in which the polar portions of the molecules are on the surface and the non-polar portions are located on the interior. Non-polar, that is hydrophobic hydrocarbon chains, are clustered in the interior of the micelle, and polar, that is hydrophilic carboxylate groups, are on the surface of the micelle. Soap micelles repel each other because of their negative surface charges. When sodium hydroxide is used, a solid soap is produced that can be molded into a desired shape. And when potassium hydroxide is used, that produces a softer liquid soap. The soaps are of two types, hard and soft soaps. Hard soaps such as common bar soaps are the sodium salts of the higher fatty acids, and soft soaps are the potassium salts of higher fatty acids and are marketed as semi-solids or pastes. The fatty acid salts of calcium, magnesium, zinc and lead are insoluble in water. Calcium soaps are used industrially as lubricating greases. Zinc soaps are employed in the manufacture of talcum powder and other cosmetics. Lead and manganese soaps are used in paints industry to hasten the process of drying. Some practice questions. Here are few practice questions. Firstly, you write or draw the structure of the fat based on the fat or fatty acid name given in the question, and then the hydrolyzable products, that is the respective structures of glycerol and fatty acids. To know the structures of fatty acids, refer any of the book given in the references section at the end of this lecture or any other relevant book. These are the selected references for this lecture. That is all in this lesson. We discussed the fats and oils reactions involving carboxyl group such as hydrolysis by a strong acid, a base, that is saponification, and by enzymatic hydrolysis utilizing lipase enzyme. In the next video, we discuss the other reactions involving carbon-carbon double bond and hydroxyl group. Never stop learning and never stop watching my videos. If you have not subscribed this channel yet, do it now to encourage me to bring many more useful lectures. Thank you for watching this video.